All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Kwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the GMS who teach and rule well, and peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. All right, it's your brother Parathon back at it again. I just want to get into a few more precepts in regards to, giving the Lord his due offering, man. My last lesson, I ended off with the Sirach 14:9 and 11, Salakia. This is the GNT here. Sirach 14 and 11 in the Good News Translation. My child, treat yourself as well as you can and bring worthy offerings to the Lord, to Yahweh. Right, it says, verse 12, let's see what, remember that death is coming for you someday, as it will for all of us. And you haven't been told when that will be. But for the day comes, be kind to your friends and be as generous as you can. Don't deny yourself a single day's happiness. It says, if there's something you want to do and it is lawful, go ahead. All right, we could just stop there. It's verse 12 in the KJV. Remember that death will not be long in coming, and that the covenant of the grave is not showed unto thee. Do good unto thy friend before thou die, and according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him. That's charity. That charity not only going into money, but just like as it says, doing good to a brother. That Greek word for charity is agape, it goes into brotherly love. So just being there for a brother, man, by rehearsing the righteous acts, treating a brother like your own flesh, because we all are within the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? You Seminole, West Indians, and Haitians of that legendary bloodline. We are God's chosen people that the Bible speaks of, the apple of the Lord's eye, right? Lord willing, we are the elect. Those that are, pushing this word sincerely and truthfully, and loving out their lives to death, man. Putting off that old man daily and chasing that best version of them daily. Right? That was pretty much the point there. Right? So do good to yourself and give the Lord his due offering while you're doing it. Brothers have a good job, which may take up most of your time. Hey, but give the Lord his due offering, because the Lord gave you that job. Right? The Lord provides the situations. So he knows what he knows. He's looking for how we balance ourselves, man. Opportunity. What is that? Sirach. Let me grab that real quick. And this wasn't even Sirach 30. Nope. 38 and 24, I believe. Yup. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth the gold, that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? Jumping down. Verse 31, all these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Without these, a city cannot be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. They shall not be sought for public. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit in the high congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft. Right? So if you put everything into being a farmer, a carpenter, a workmaster, right? A smith, a potter, okay? The Lord is going to give your spirit over to that. And you won't give him his due offering. Instead, you'll be a pillar, if you will, that upholds this world, which this is given into the hands of the wicked, is given to Satan. the spiritual counterpart of the physical wicked man, Esau, Edom, who the Bible speaks of, the red man, right? The so-called white man. It says they shall not be found where parables are spoken. He said, I set before you life and death. Choose whether thou wilt. Right? So this is not what we want to be. The Lord can bless you with a job, but fuck that job. Give the Lord his due offering. And the Lord gonna keep blessing you. You know, you understand the earthly responsibilities and what we gotta do to survive here, you know. Get rendering unto Caesar. You know what? We gonna get that. We gonna get that. Let me grab Luke. Let me grab Luke 6. And where is it at? 30. Title, do not judge others. Verse 38. Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full. Pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. So give the Lord his due offering, and he's gonna, hey, he's gonna. Oh, won't he do it? Ain't that what Jake say? Because he's gonna do it. And he's gonna OD. And that's the whole point. Salakia. That's the whole point of you know, giving him these modern day tithes and offerings. Going back to Malachi and just reiterating that to bring the point home. Malachi 3 and verse 10 in the NLT. Bring all the tithes into your storehouse so there will be enough food in my temple. Come back to him, right? Give me my due offering. If you do, saith the Lord Yahweh of heaven's armies, I will open the windows of heaven for you. I will pour out a blessing so great that you will not have enough room to take it in. Try me. Put me to the test. The Lord waiting for us. Ball in our court. The Lord want us to shoot that shot, man. It's really just, it's plain. What I say I was going to get? Matthew 20, 22. In verse 20, Salakia, tribute to Caesar. Start at 17. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? This is and as it says here, the Pharisees, how it took counsel and how they might entangle him in his talk. So they was mocking Yahweh Shai, right? Was really talking shit, trying to trap him up in his own words, but it always backfired because the Lord came and stood on business. It says, but Yahweh Shai, let me hit this in NLT. But Yahweh Shai knew their evil motives. You hypocrites, he said. Why are you trying to trap me? Here, show me the coin used for the tax. When they handed him a Roman coin, he asked whose picture and title are stamped on it. Caesar's, they replied. Well, then he said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to the Most High what belongs to the Most High. His reply amazed them and they went away, right? When the wicked flee when no man pursueth. The Lord he had bars, man. He came in a volume of the book. That's all it took. He fucked their heads up and they slid off. Like, damn, he did it, you know what I mean? Let me see. I'm going to stay in Romans. Stay in Matthew. Let me grab Romans. This Romans, what is that? Romans, had it earlier. All right, being subject to the higher powers. Romans 7. Romans 13, Salakia. Romans 13 and 6. Pay your taxes too in the NLT. For these same reasons. For government workers need to be paid. They are serving the Most High in what they do. Give to everyone what you owe them. Pay your taxes and government fees to those who collect them. Give respect and honor to those who are in authority. Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? The Lord is, the wicked is the Lord's sword. Satan is our sparring partner spiritually. Jumping back up to verse 2. I'm going to just hit 1, man, because it's so heavy. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. So those put in positions, as it says in the NOT, of authority, have been placed there by the Most High, by the Heavenly Father. So anyone, verse 2, so anyone who rebels against authority is rebelling against what Yahweh has instituted, and they will be punished. Right? They're going to receive that damnation. They're going to be put to death, or whatever the judgment is for them. For the authorities do not, verse 3, for the authorities do not strike fear in people who are doing right, but in those who are doing wrong. Would you like to live without fear of the authorities? Do what is right, and they will honor you. The authorities are Yahweh's servants, sent for your good. But if you are doing wrong, of course you should be afraid. For they have the power to punish you. They are Yahweh's servants, sent for the very purpose of punishing those who do what is wrong. All right, and we under these curses on top of that, right? So if you're doing wrong, you really going to catch hell. If you're going off, you're in that wrong spirit. And we know this because we were given that eye salve. So that's why Jake, when he get pulled over, agree with thine adversary quickly. If it be possible, be at peace with all men. Therefore I send you as sheep among wolves. Therefore be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. These are the precepts we gotta have to come in mind. Knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability of thy time. And strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. It's our treasure. Lord willing, we are those men. Let me grab this Matthew 17 real quick, this parable, and I'm going to close out. Matthew 17 and the tribute money, starting at verse 24 in the NLT. On their arrival in Capernaum, the collectors of the temple tax came to Peter and asked him, doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax? Yes, he does, Peter replied. Then he went into the house, but before he had a chance to speak, Yahushua asked him, what do you think, Peter? Do kings tax their own people or the people they have conquered? They tax the people they have conquered, Peter replied. Well then, Yahushua said, the citizens are free. However, we don't want to offend them, so go down to the lake and throw in a line and open the mouth of the first fish you catch, and you will find a large silver coin. Take it and pay the tax for both of us. What does this mean? Yahushua was so smooth and witty and just full of the Lord's wisdom, right? Because Peter asked him a question not knowing the answer, right? Really putting Yahushua and the disciples in an awkward position. But, Yahushua used the situation to emphasize his kingly role, right? Kings don't pay taxes and collect none from their family, right? Yahushua being the king, our king, right? Under Yahweh, of course, he owes no taxes. But he replied, right? That he said basically you pay the tax for both himself and Peter, rather than offending those who didn't understand the kingship, understand his authority, right? They end up paying the taxes. Because ultimately everything comes from the Heavenly Father, as we harped on earlier. Our situations, financially, the roof, from the roof over our heads, the clothes on our back, man, to the car we drive. He wants us to be active in the process, man, knowing this, staying humble, of a meek and a contrite spirit. End of the day, we're foreigners. Right? He said we're going to be moving as pilgrims. And we should be in that mindset now, but it's coming in the literal. Our loyalty is to Yahweh Yahushai, right? We still got to cooperate. We got to render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. We got to put our money in bags that have holes in them, right? We got to be subject to these payments until the Lord come back and set everything in order. We got to be responsible citizens. Respect those that the Lord put in authority. Right? Tolerate them, if anything, because we are Hamashiach's ambassadors. And that's really the point. Let me grab what's that? 2 Corinthians 5. And close out with this. Now then, we are ambassadors. 19. For Yahweh was in Hamashiach, reconciling the world to himself, no longer counting people's sins against them, and he gave us this wonderful message of reconciliation. So we are Hamashiach's ambassadors. Yahweh is making his appeal through us. We speak for Hamashiach when we plead, come back to our power. For Yahweh made Hamashiach, who never sinned, Yahweh Shai, to be the offering for our sin, so that we could be made right with Yahweh through Hamashiach. It's that simple. It's deep, but it's that simple. Ambassadors, to be older prior by birth or age, to be ambassador, to act as an ambassador. And we pretty much, it was plain, to act as a representative of Yahweh Shai, of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. The putting on as the elect, Lord willing, we are of that number. Right? A campaign or an envoy. Right? Right? Hey, so with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and uplifting. If anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharuchah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, the GMS who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the whole full elect. Kwam Yasharala and Abba Babal. Shalom.